All right, as we have a raven today from our good buddy Magilim the Westward Warlock, Idiot Savant and Master of the Star Arcana. See here, he says, "Greetings, my good sirs. I do hope this raven finds you well enough out on the road. Once again, I have been practicing my scrying and foresight. This time I am focusing upon your request in a recent episode on Loras Tyrell as to what may happen with him in the Winds of Winter. Now, firstly, as far as I can discern, Book Loras' character is defined by a few key traits. First, in his skill. He is incredibly proficient with a blade, and even Jamie acknowledges that he is likely one of the few really talented members of Thomas Kingsguard who deserves the position. However, he has some serious flaws as well. Firstly, he is arrogant in his interactions with Jamie. We see this noted as a flaw that Jamie tries to correct. However, Loras is young and thinks himself invincible and peerless, much like Jamie himself when he was young. His other big flaw is that he is reckless and violent. He murders several other members of the Rainbow Guard when Renly is killed, and generally seems to resort to very headstrong and dangerous tactics, namely in the Siege of Dragonstone. I never saw a braver knight," Waters said, "but he turned what could have been a bloodless victory into a slaughter, and 1,000 men are dead, or near enough to make no matter. Most of them our own, and not just common men, your grace, your knights and young lords, the best and the bravest." That's from A Feast of Crows, Cersei 8. We hear about Loras' own injuries, including multiple arrow wounds, a mace to the ribs, and a douse of boiling oil. Now, the last one is what I am viewing as the most significant. Loras is known for one other key trait. This is how incredibly good looking he is. However, after being disfigured with burn scarring, he may not be so beautiful anymore. This is a pretty major defeat for Loras. Yes, he won the battle, but he suffered for it and lost a lot. It's a blow to the ego as much as his body, though I believe this may be good for him in the long run, just as Jamie became more humble and wiser for his experiences with Catelyn, Brienne, and his lost hand. So, too, might this provide the opportunity for Loras to rise above his broken pride and become a great knight he was always meant to be. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of him in the Winds of Winter either way, and I do hope we get to see some genuinely positive character growth. Also, my suggestion for the What If game, just something else here, a different kind of direction. What if Jon had genuinely betrayed the Night's Watch, stayed with regret, and helped Mance take the wall? Truth cuts deepest. Magilim the Westward Warlock. So on his stuff with Loras here, Loras is an interesting character because it's very unlikely that he dies the same way in the books that he does in the show, considering he's nowhere near King's Landing and doing all kinds of stuff that are not at all included in the show. Do you think Loras is going to die here? Or do you think he continues on to do something else?
I think he continues on. I think I do. I don't know why, because, well, I do know why. I mean, it's because of the conversations that he has with Jamie, and they are trying to possibly, it seems like we need to, like the Kingsguard is not what it once was. It's not like the times of Sir Arthur Dayne and even times before that. Barristan Selmy often talks about how it's been diminished. And Jamie doesn't like that either, and he does want to correct Loras in some of his behaviors and his actions, and he is very fiery. I mean, part of what happens at Dragonstone, he is still taking out some of his vengeance. Like, this is me killed members of the Rainbow Guard because of what happened to Renly. So this is where a lot of people look and they say, man, he really, really wanted Renly to be king. He was very close with Renly, and was good friends with him or just preferred him. Now, so then he's there at Dragonstone. He takes Dragonstone, but it is a bloody, bloody battle. It seems like it could have been bloodless. He did challenge the Castellan to single combat, but I think was rejected or refused. I could be wrong about that. Or maybe it was the other way around. Maybe he refused anyways and just raided the castle and killed. But a lot of people are dead. And it is what Cersei was kind of hoping for, which is just crazy. Jamie leaves to go shore up the Riverlands, and he wants Loras to take command, and it's not something that Cersei is very fond of. She won't let the red wine fleet go over and help. So Sir Loras has to go to Dragonstone and try to take it back. And I guess does, but like is gravely wounded, as Maglim pointed out. So I think it does change him. One of the things that Maglim points out is he's disfigured now. So he is no longer this beautiful, knight, and it's going to change him in some way. Does it make him like, I don't know, did he get his bloodlust out? Is he going to be more savage? Is he going to, how is it going to change him? It would be interesting to see him come back and to see him changed. I don't know though. Like, as you said, I don't know that the show knew what to do with him, because he then does just go back and is at the Sept of Baelor and is,
right, and he's put on trial, and he is also kind of changed in the show, right? The show does give him kind of a character makeover. They cut his hair and they cut the symbol into his head, right? They cut that symbol into his head, and then ultimately Cersei blows up the Sept of Baelor, and that's kind of the end of Loras. I think it's more. I don't think it's likely that he dies in the same way in the books. Whether Cersei does do a Sept of Baelor explosion or not. Something to do with the faith, I guess. I don't really know. I guess I don't really know where he's going to go after this, because I think it's unlikely he would go back and then get wrapped up in the faith storyline like he is in the show. Especially since all this is kind of happening. It seems like he's kind of getting his character makeover right now. Like he's coming to terms, unless he just dies here.
Yeah.
And like maybe then you go down a path where Marjorie needs a champion and she can't get one because Loras is dead. And so that's kind of the thing. That's kind of his path. I don't honestly know what I would, if I was Gur, I don't know what I would do with Loras at this point. I'm sure he has a plan, obviously, but just looking forward, I don't know where I would have him fit in.
Yeah, I just kind of saw it as, and this is just my initial thoughts here. So Jaime is he sees him and values his skill and his leadership and his ability to be a great commander, very skillful in the art of war, but like he wants to correct some of his perceptions on history and even just like the idea of the taking on the mantle of being a member of the Kingsguard. So Jaime has been changed by that. It could be one of those where we think Sir Loras is going to come back better, stronger, humbled, fighting for whoever. He has this fiery side to him that got him really bloodied up and really, I mean, fighting for his life here. He'll learn from that. But is he still going to keep all of that pent up rage and vengeance or whatever? I don't know. I mean, it could be like if Cersei does do something where she kills a lot of the Tyrells and he's still healing on Dragonstone, he may come back and try to and it actually could be Kingsguard on Kingsguard. You could have Jaime who's training, with Ilan Payne and who's learning how to use his left hand. And he may be fighting down like a wounded, injured Sir Loras. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like let's say
right.
He's trying to take out like more of that vengeance and revenge on House Lannister because he's already pissed about what's been done to House Baratheon and to Renly Baratheon. He takes that anger out on Dragonstone to a large degree, is bloodied up for it. Maybe he knows Cersei's trying to kind of put him in that type of peril. And then if something happens to his house, to his father, to his sister, I mean, yeah, he's going to lose it. He's going to lose it. And he could come back and be a major thorn in the Lannister side or join up with, who knows, young Griff or whoever.
Exactly. Or Dany, right? When Dany comes over, because we do see the Tyrells kind of ally with them. So, I mean, the other thing is, I think it's okay if some of these characters, we don't have to see like some sort of fitting end for every character, single character. Sometimes in other book series, like, we read Wheel of Time and you have these characters where it's like, wow, okay, what happens to that guy? It's like, well, you don't even see him again for like 8 more books. So,
he's
it's like,
gone. Yeah.
He's gone. He was there, and then that's it. That's all there other kind of is. So maybe he could just be one of those things where, okay, now he's kind of served his purpose. So and then that's kind of it. So guys, I don't know. Let us know what you guys think. What do you think is going to happen with Sir Loras in the Winds of Winter? So, right. With that let's move on over to tier 2. We kind of already did it a little bit, but Man the Wall. Okay, it's been a little bit, and we want to give a shout out to some of our other patrons.
Yeah, I wanted to do this again. Thank you to everybody who does support us on Patreon, and literally every dollar does help. Whether just $1, literally a donation on Patreon would make Sir Matt and I's day, and it would just be awesome. But these are our sworn swords. Currently, we have Sir Anonymous of House Anonymous, Lady Ashley of House Gardner, Lady Mary of House Reese, Bannerman Has No Name, Sir Stephen of House Vilken, and Sir William of House Lombard, our most loyal sworn sword, our longest member of the group there. And really appreciate that. So yeah, there's a lot of ways too. And again, if it's not $1 on Patreon, or if it's not, signing up for the extra rewards there, then it can be iTunes
smashing that subscribe button on YouTube.
Exactly. All of that helps in such a big way, because then we can push our content to more people. We can make the book club bigger, better, stronger, so on. Other book clubs need to bend the knee.
Pretty much.
It's the whole point. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. Now, something else you can do if you've already done all that stuff and you still want to support, Sir Matt and I, then you can go check out some of our other projects. We've got Sir Matt runs a Box Trick Retro Gaming, which I'm gonna buy the PS5. I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
I've just decided. I need to. I don't really, I'll get it. You don't have to. You upgrade your PC, and I'll just do the PS5.
Well, I'll be getting a PlayStation 5.
Okay. All right. Cool. Also, go check out An Unexpected Podcast if you're into Lord of the Rings. We just started The Hobbit. I run that podcast with my good buddy Lane. You can also check out Heroes of the Horn, our Wheel of Time podcast there, which is a lot of fun, and that is really ramping up. And I'm telling you right now, if you get a chance, that is going to be the next big TV series. That is your next kind of Game of Thrones. Besides House of the Dragon, I mean, it's going to be huge. It's going to be a huge series and a lot of fun. Here recently, in the next month or so, Hyperspace Hangout we're going to be doing a lot more of that. The Mandalorian, we just did like 3 or 4 YouTube videos, really, really good trailer breakdown theories, which I think people are going to like. I was really actually proud and excited about those. And then I'm also doing some reactions. Back in the day, Sir Ezra the Watchful we used to do like Let's Look It Up, sort of our reaction channel, where we just did some fun kind of like takeaways from movies, movie trailers, TV trailers, whatever. So if you just type in Sir Ezra the Watchful on YouTube, you can find that channel. And it's just going to be kind of a vlog, fun stuff there, where I'm going to do some reactions and talk nerdy stuff, cross the platforms, references in Lord of the Rings that I see in Game of Thrones references, or common themes that you see across the different fandoms. It's going to be a lot of fun. So check those out. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all those things. You can follow me at Womprat_2M, and you can follow Sir Matt at Super Gains Bros.
Awesome. All right. Well, guys, we want to thank you for playing the Game of Thrones. In our next episode, we will be discussing Chapter 36, Tyrion 8 of A Clash of Kings.
If you like our podcast, don't forget to subscribe, like us, write a review, leave a comment, or send us a raven at btkcast@gmail.com.
We will see you in a week, and remember that winter is coming.